Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video for a collab that I'm doing with Dawn at 4GraceCreations. So we met during Carrie Griffith's July postcard play when I won one of her fabulous postcards. And we started conversing through email, and we decided to do a hashtag 5-item swap collab. So this is the package she sent me. We decided to send each other 8 items, and then we could use, we could pick 5 items or more. And we can also use at least I think 1 item of our own, or I don't remember exactly, but we'll see how it goes. And we can make whatever we want. So I'm gonna open this up. Love this envelope. The flamingos on the bubble wrap. It's like a bubble mailer, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we got. I think I got everything out of there. Excellent. All right, so we got this cool tag with some texture. It's very beach sea, like I see kind of like a sea and a beach. So that's cool. I don't know if that's, oh, that's her little postcard to me. She said, I'm so excited to see what you've come up with. Here are the 8 items for our 5-item challenge. I tried to give you a variety for you to choose from. Thanks for doing this. All right. Well, thank you, Dawn. And check out her video. I'm going to link her below. I'll put her video, once it's released, I'll put it on the end screen as well. So we got this cool decorated paper bag with avocados on it. Love me some avocados, some tin people. Okay, I think she sent me more than 8 items. I don't know, Dawn. This looks like more than 8 items, girl. Okay. So we've got some, ooh, like a snippet roll with, looks like tea bag paper. That's a really cool idea. With lots of little fabric pieces and stuff on there, glued and stapled. Super cool, love it. And then we have a decorated pin and some doilies. That might be cool to use on the, like not the pin, but the doilies on the gel plate. I might do that. We got a candy wrapper. Oh, that makes me hungry. Chocolate, toffee, and almonds. Ugh, yummy. And I just joined Weight Watchers, so I better not look at that. Just looking at it, I'm gonna have to track some points. And this looks like a gel print. It's very smooth. I love the colors. Love the textures. That's cool. It's like from what do you call that? Like a class album. I'll put the word. I can't think of the word. I'll put that on there. Look, that's me. No, it's not. Just kidding. That's neat. I like it. Everything in this little bag counts as one, so you get to choose what to use. That's funny. Oh, I love the little bear. Let's see what's in here. Some tags. I'll just flip through it quick. Some borders. A button bag tag. Some people. Some cool edging materials. That looks like alcohol ink. Painty papers, maybe coffee dye, I'm not sure. Some scrapbook paper that's been splotched on. That's the technical term. This has little figures on it. Figure 1, figure 2, etc. That, a gauge, a gel print remnant. I think she cheated, saying that this counts as one item. All right, some cool buttons. I like that. And then some fun made paper where she put like string between 2 pieces, and she really colorized it. All right, so I'm gonna pause the camera. I'm gonna think about what I wanna do, and then we'll come back and we'll get her done. Okay, so I've had a few minutes to think, and what I've decided is I love it all. I'm probably gonna end up using most of it in some way or another. And it'll probably be easier at the end to show you what I didn't use. And what I've decided to do is actually make a cover for my fall journal, because I opened up my fall basket yesterday and I realized that I haven't actually started a journal. So I thought this would kind of be good embellishment for the cover of the journal. So this is just a piece of a 9x12 tone tan mixed media paper by Strathmore, and it's going to be a very simple cover. I'm just going to fold it in half so that our journal cover is going to be 6x9. So I'm just going to go and score that and then fold it. So I've got it scored there, so I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm just going to make a journal that you can just put 8.5 by 11 paper inside. You can do like a signature, and then you can just attach it using elastics or like kind of like Midori traveler's notebook style. So it's not going to be a super big journal. I just want to make it big enough to maybe put some jelly prints in, add some fall ephemera, that kind of thing. So that's the base of the journal. I'm going to add some of these things on top of it. Before I do that, I'm going to do some jelly printing using these items, the doilies and the buttons. And one thing I've been wanting to use are these stamping foam shapes. I'd actually got them on sale at my local scrapbook store, like I think a couple years ago, and I still haven't used them. So basically you heat the foam up, you press it into your items, and then you can use it to stamp. Now, I've only seen it used with inks. I think if you use acrylic paint on these, it would probably wreck the surface because it would be hard to get all of the paint off, but we might sacrifice one and try it. But I'm going to mainly be using, I think, Distress inks to do that. So I'm going to get set up. So I've got the foam out. I think I'm going to do a few stamps using the doilies and some using the buttons. Now, I haven't used this before. I'm imagining that if you have a lot of different thicknesses, you probably won't get as good an impression. So I might take out some of the thicker buttons just so that they're more even, I guess. Okay, so let's do the doily first. I think that's going to be a little bit easier. So you just heat up your craft foam. I did watch a few Simon Hurley videos. And then you press it down for 5 to 10 seconds, it says. I've also seen Dee Dee Willingham using heat foam. I don't think it was this brand, but similar concept. I remember she did buttons, but I don't remember how it turned out. So I probably could have heated or pushed that in more. I'm going to do it again because they're reusable. When you use the heat, it just resets it. So I think I'm going to stand up and I'm going to give it more pressure. With both hands. Try to give it more even pressure all the way to the edges. Okay, let's see. There, that's better. I think that should work well. So you kind of get the negative of what this is. All right, let's do this one. I could use the other side, but since I do have extra squares, it was a pack of 4, I'll just use a separate one to do this small doily. That's pretty good. All right, and let's do some buttons. We'll do that set there. Okay, let's see how that turned out. That's kind of cool. I think you can also cut this foam down, and he says you can use all sides of it, so I might try to just do an edge of buttons. So let's put some in a line here. Line it up more. It's really tricky to do like on the side. I don't know if that's really a super great idea. Let's see. It's kind of cool. And these are still all right. Let's do another set here. This one, I don't think that one's, okay, let's try it again. We'll just do it on one, a separate one, and we'll see which one we like better. Let's make sure it fits within the confines of our foam. It was weird because of the thread, but that's okay. All right, we'll see what kind of images we get with that. It's not super indented, so let's try it out. So I chose out some Distress Oxide inks that I thought would go well with this color theme here. I added like a little bit, I'm gonna try some green in there. This is a botanical print that Dawn did, and I just love it. So that's gonna be a piece on the front cover for sure. I don't know what size yet, but let's make some prints. Let's just play. So I don't use Distress Oxides on the Gelplate a lot. So I'm gonna do a background, and then I think I'm gonna ink onto the stamp and then create, and then put paper down. So I'm just gonna do an ombre using carved pumpkin, fired brick, and fossilized amber. And I think we'll do a test, and then if I like it, I might actually put it onto some ledger paper. So let's just, we're gonna spread those together. Just kind of, it's very light, hard to see. I should put a paper underneath here. Just a little bit of the stamp pad on there. And so I'm just gonna pick this up just on a plain piece of paper. And you don't even need a gel plate to do this, but it is, I think doing these backgrounds with the Distress Oxide ink is a lot faster using the gel plate. So it's not like a perfect blend, it's a little bit wonky here. I think my plate might have a divot in it, but I think that's gonna go well. And I have this vintage photo, but I'm feeling like that needs a bit of gray. Oh, I have scorched timber in the Distress Oxide as well. So let's just put these on. I'm just gonna mix them together. So a vintage photo and the scorched timber. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Let's just see what this does. The Distress Oxides never really dry on the plate or on your brayer, so if you don't want your colors getting all mixed up, you really do need to like wipe it off. And then we'll do the actual ledger paper. So this one I'm just gonna kind of mix up the colors. And then let's try, I'm gonna try our stamps to see how they, I should stamp this off on something. Okay, let's try a few of the button ones, the buttons. And I don't, it's so light, I can't even see where I have stamped already. Let's do that. And that's gonna wipe off there easily. And then let's do the, this one. I don't know, I don't think I've done there. I don't know if I've done here. Okay, let's put it on this background and see what we think. It's very subtle. Let's see, what if we add a layer to this? I think this is the scorched timber. Let's use this right on the stamp, the foam stamp, and stamp it on. So instead of stamping off, we're stamping on. We'll see what that gives us. We're just kind of playing and seeing what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. Let's try this one. And this one here. I feel like stamping off, you get more of the whole square, whereas maybe this way you can control the ink placement a bit better. And I'm just gonna layer that right over top. We'll see. See what effects we get, what we like better. So it's definitely darker when we add the ink onto the plate and then pick it up. And there's no reason we couldn't just, you know, do it right onto our paper as well. So that's kind of, so I'm just gonna do matte medium, which is basically like a clear acrylic, almost works like a glue. And I'm just gonna see if we can seal in that print. Protected coating, I guess. It's a little thick. I think I want it just a little bit thinner. Okay, let's try that. Let's see what happens with that. I'm gonna let that dry and then we'll pull it up. While that's drying, I'm just gonna test how just stamping directly on paper, how it looks. That's kind of cool. We'll turn that over and join it. Interesting. So that's more sealed in now. Let that dry fully and then we'll test it to see how sealed it is. So that's dry. Okay, let's just test to see how sealed it is. So that's pretty good. So I think it'll be fun to glue and glue other things onto it once we seal it. So the one thing we know is the cover front is gonna have to be this way. So I'm gonna turn my plate like so. And oh, that's cool. This transferred onto here because it wasn't sealed on that. Huh, interesting. So we're gonna use this ledger paper to pick it up. So I'm gonna do the carved pumpkin at top. And a fired brick in the middle. Woo! And I'm trying not to touch the next one because I don't want to contaminate my ink pads. We're going to use the brayer to spread them. Nice and juicy. And the fossilized amber at the bottom. So nice fall colors. This won't be like in your face fall journal. It'll be a bit more subtle, but I think it should be fun. Okay, well, let's spread that. I don't remember if I wiped that. No, I did not. Let's wipe that, get the brown off. Okay. So it's fun to do challenges and collaborations to sort of challenge yourself to do things you don't normally do. I tried to get all the way to the edge this time. So I'm going to put this like so. Oh, I didn't go all the way up. That's okay. Just give it a good rub. You're not waiting for it to dry or anything. You're just adding the ink to the paper. You just want to make sure you get full contact everywhere. That's lovely. We still have some on here, so let's pick that up. I like that it says journal on the top. I think that's gonna look cool. So I don't like to waste product. Interesting. Oh yeah, this paper had some stamping on it. So there we go. And I think we'll do the same thing where we stamp off and then we'll add some stamp awning. Stamp awning, stamp off, wax on, wax off. Dry this off a bit and we're going to wipe off our brayer. We'll do a lot of the scorched timber. And I'm sorry, I should have put white paper behind. Let's do that now, shall we? There we go, that's easier to see the ink. Easier for me too, actually. So I want it nice and juicy. Okay. And then we're gonna put the vintage photo. And let's actually do like an ombre. Let's just use this for the base. I think it's kind of very fall pattern-like, and if it looks square, I'm okay with that. And then we'll add the buttons as our extra layer. I did give it like a texture. I'm gonna wipe that off. It's a bit darker than I wanted, but we're just gonna go with it. And then we're gonna stamp on the scorched timber. But I think what I'll do is I'll use a baby white. To make it less square. Okay, and let's do the little doily. It's not super impressive. Let's do it again. I'm not convinced that's going to be dark enough to show up. Maybe we should use maybe this aged mahogany. It's like a deeper, like a red color. I feel like adding another layer of these buttons in the red too. And then we'll wash those stamps in a minute. Let's see what we got. Remember, we're going to have all these other elements on top, kind of covering areas. Let's see. And there's another print there. Let's pick it up with this one. So I'm gonna let that dry a bit, and then I'm gonna seal it with my matte medium. Okay. The other thing he shows is that you can get some watercolory effects. let's seal this one. Just using an inexpensive North Shore from Walmart, matte medium. All right, and let that sit. All right, that's been there for a while. Must have transferred a bit there. All right, so I like that. It feels good, so I'll probably just cut that and attach it to the cover and use that on the front. I was thinking I would line the inside with just a napkin, because when you collage a napkin on, it does feel kind of fabricy. I'm going to collage this down with just some matte medium, and you do need to take off the backings of a napkin when you do this. This one already has all the backings off. I think it was sent to me in Happy Mail and they had already done that for me, so that was very nice, whoever sent that. So I'm going to put it so the seam's kind of in the middle, but I'm going to glue the whole thing down. And I'm just going to use a brush to apply the matte medium and put the napkin down, then I'll do the other side. Quite a bit of matte medium, like a glue brush. This is an old brush. There's lots of ways to glue down napkins. This is just one of them. And I am not a journal maker. Like, I don't make super nice journals, or I don't sell journals. I just make journals that are very basic for my own personal use. So if you want to see how to make a proper, fabulous journal, this is probably not the video for you. Okay, so that's pretty good coverage, and I'm just gonna put that down like so, and I'm gonna use some more matte medium on top. If it's a bit wrinkly, I'm not gonna worry about it. Don't really want like a line though, but I think it's too late, so we'll just go with it. We'll just go with it. I'm being just a little bit rough, but not too rough. Just want to make sure it is stuck down all the way around. And I think I'll get a wax paper to put here, because I'm going to fold this over this way to do the other side, and I don't want it sticking. I'm going to put a bit more this time. See it pre-tore there, which is, I'm fine with that. And this does help kind of strengthen, I think, strengthen the spine a bit, because we are going to have elastic running across there. I'm just going to need a little bit more here. Okay, I'm getting too aggressive and it's starting to rip, so I'm just going to leave it. Oop. Gonna make sure that's got a good coating. Let it dry, and then we'll trim the edges. I'm gonna put this in a jar of water and wash it later. Okay, so it's pretty much dry, so I'm gonna just trim off the excess. And I'm just gonna note that because I didn't put the fabric or the napkin down on white paper, but I put it down on this this tone tan paper, it did kind of make it not so bright. So I think I'm actually pretty happy with that color. Like, I think it kind of matches the tones pretty well of our cover. So I'm just gonna probably just trim the edge and not ink this. You want to make sure the napkin's nice and dry before you try to trim the edges, and then it just comes off very easily. So now it's all trimmed. I'm just going to round the corners with a larger rounder. Okay, so that's going to fold this way, and then we're going to put our paper on here. Use the Eileen's Tacky on the cover, and then we'll add glue stick to this and to the back of the paper, and we want to make sure that's covered all the way to the edges. I could use matte medium to do this as well, but for some reason I want to do the Eileen's Tacky. I don't know why. I just do. All right, so we're going to use glue stick on here. And because we did use the matte medium to seal the paper, the journal over here, we could use matte medium. I want to make sure I don't have any areas that don't have glue on it. I'm going to stand up. I want the journal, the word journal on here. And actually, I'm going to go over just a bit because I don't think I cut that straight when I cut it. Use a spreader, but it feels like it went down pretty well. I'm just going to make sure there's no air bubbles. Just working off any glue. And then before it dries, just going to trim the excess here because, like I said, that wasn't a straight edge. I probably should have made sure it was straight before I glued it down, but I didn't. Okay, so it's pretty dry. I'm gonna just trim the edges here as well. So now I'm gonna decorate the back cover, and I think I'm gonna glue this piece down here, and then I'm gonna rip these up and ink the edges. So these are the pieces that came in Dawn's package, so I'm gonna just kind of rip them, and then we're gonna collage them kind of just randomly. Got that all collaged. We're gonna just let that dry and then we'll trim up the edges. So it's been drying and it's pretty dry. And before I finish decorating the cover, I'm actually gonna glue this ribbon to the back surface here just to help make it a bit sturdier. And I'm gonna wrap it inside here. And we're gonna use this elastic cord around this to hold our one signature in. One thing I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna make just a little notch, I think, here, and add the ribbon through that notch just to give it sort of a place for the elastic to stabilize the elastic. So I'm just gonna use this hole punch, just a regular hole punch. And I just mentioned that, so I was thinking about maybe adding eyelets, but I don't have a lot of room because I want this to hold this size paper. So I don't have a lot of room to put eyelets and then have elastic go through it. So this isn't like a traditional traveler's notebook. So I'm just gonna do, like I said, just a little notch for the elastic to hang out in. It doesn't have to be a super big notch. I just want it somewhat centered though. I'm working at night right now. And then I'll let this ribbon glue dry overnight before I finish decorating. So we got those, and yeah, so we're gonna use this Fabric Fusion. It's like a fabric glue. And I'm gonna put just a bead along each side of the seam, and then along the inside, we're gonna put that there. So something like that. It's gonna be a little tricky to do the inner part, but we'll give it a go. Okay, and then we're gonna just press this on here, somewhat centered. Okay. And we're gonna have to let it sit overnight with some pressure. I'm gonna try to just do the inner part as well. What we'll do is we'll put it face down on this wax paper. I hope that's enough to glue it down. I'm gonna have to, doesn't stick as readily as the Aleene's tacky glue. So if overnight it's not fully adhered, then I might have to go to plan B. Top, and I'll get some extra books. Okay, we're gonna let that sit and see how it looks in the morning. Okay, it's the next morning. Let's uncover this and see how it looks. Hopefully it's not too crooked. Fingers crossed. I like it. It looks okay. I like how the color blended in. I don't think I explained it, but the reason I chose this ribbon is that ribbons are a little bit more pliable. And I'm hoping here the elastic will dig in. Let's give it, not dig in, but it'll find a place to rest. Let's try it. Let's get the elastic out. This is just, I don't have a lot of cording or fancy cording. This is just from Michael's, and looks like I haven't used the orange yet. So we probably want, I mean, it's gonna be like this elastic stretches quite a bit. I'm gonna get, I still have to decorate the cover. I'm not sure if I'm gonna decorate it with the elastic on or decorate it and then put the elastic on. So let's see how this works. The idea is that you want it tight enough to hold your pages in, but not so tight that the book or the journal warps. And you can tie it on the inside or the outside. And the nice thing about just putting loose pages in is that you can take them out to work on them. So if your pages are bulky, that's okay. Just trying to tie this into a knot. Okay, someone's whistling. Sorry about that. It's gonna be noisy today. It's Saturday. I'm trying to get this filmed and edited to release tomorrow morning. There. And see, because of the notch, it's gonna stay in that spot. So I might cut that down in a bit. All right, let's finish decorating this. Curious to see what Dawn's doing with the stuff I sent her. And honestly, I'm not sure if I remember what I sent her. I did take a photo of it, but I'm gonna not look at it. I'm gonna wait and just gonna wait and see what she did. So I'm gonna finish inking this edge and we'll be back and finish decorating it. So here's the finished journal cover. I had lots of fun making this. I'm gonna just go through it. The video is getting a little bit long, so I think I'm just gonna walk you through the finished journal, and I'll put up on the side here maybe some excerpts of the process. So what I did is I used, take this off. So I used the buttons to make an enclosure. I sewed it using a fabric leaf from the dollar store as the backing. And then I glued down the bits there. For these other buttons, I'm not really a big sewer, so what I did is I just made it look like they were sewn on, like I put the thread through the button, and then I just glued it onto this snippet roll that Dawn made. So it opens like that, so you can see the inside. When you open it up, you see the decorated front. So we have that frame from the yearbook. I added the word fall using some stamps, and I made it kind of crooked on purpose because I knew it wouldn't be perfect. I added a bit of stampage using a leaf stamp with a gray ink. I added the die cut here as sort of a little surprise, like when you open it up, you're like, oh, there's a little flower there. And then I really like this piece Dawn made, so I just glued it on using Eileen's tacky glue. And when you open it up, this is where the signature fits in, but you can take out pages one at a time to work on them. Bumpy, you might want to have something to work on that's flat, and then you can put your page back in. I used the paper bag that she had decorated, and then I outlined it with the die cut flowers that I made using her gel print, her botanical gel print, which was super cool. The inside is the napkin that we just glued on with matte medium. On the back, I added that paper bag that she had that had that cute little bear on it, and I just used some iZink dye spray in honey to just colorize it a little bit, warm it up because it was white. And there's a bit of paint on there that resisted the dye, but that's okay. I like that. And then on the back cover, we have the collage we did using matte medium and the ripped up pieces that she had sent. Like she'd sent me some papers and I ripped them up more and collage there. And then this is just her snippet roll in the back is, I just think it's very fun. Make sure you check out Dawn's channel, 4GraceCreations, and see what she did with the stuff I sent her. I'm going to be checking it out right away. And also check out her channel in general. I'll be posting a link to her channel. So thanks, Dawn. I had fun, and I hope you had fun with the stuff I sent you. And thanks, guys, for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Bye.